A very good evening to our esteemed resource persons of the day, Dr. Naresh Sachdev and Dr. Vikram Sandhu, my worthy colleagues, and all the enthusiastic participants. It is my distinct pleasure to welcome you all on the fifth day of Atal FDP on Sustainable Innovative Practices for a Better Future. The energy and engagement we have witnessed over past 4 years, 4 days, have been truly inspiring. These days have really been part of an enriching journey, taking us from understanding the foundational concepts of sustainability to exploring practical, innovative approaches over various fields. Today is more special as it is 5th September, birthday of our former president, Dr. Radhakrishnan, who requested his birthday to be dedicated to honor of the teachers of the country. So we celebrate it as Teachers' Day. So happy Teachers' Day to all the dedicated teachers. And I'm pleased to share with you that our IQAC coordinator and head botany department, Dr. Anjana Bhatia, has been awarded by President of India today by National Teachers' Day Award 2025. And this is a big achievement and proud moment for the whole HMV family. On this Teachers' Day, I have written a poem. Basically, my subject is mathematics, but I have put my feelings in a poem on this Teachers' Day, and I would like to share my words with you. गहन अंधेरों में जो बन जाए मशाल, एक सच्चा अध्यापक ही कर सकता है ये कमाल। ज्ञान का दीपक जब विद्यार्थी में जगाते, मन की काली रात को चांद तारों से सजाते। धुआं जब अग्नि की रोशनी को छुपाए, विद्यार्थी में भरा आत्मविश्वास उसे धुएं से बाहर लाए। उठने बैठने बोलने का अंदाज ही बदल जाता, रूह से जब टीचर पढ़ा के अपना आप जलाता। धन दौलत और रुतबे से भी बढ़कर होती शान, जब स्टूडेंट आगे बढ़कर बनता टीचर का मान। कुछ माता पिता के जैसा ही रिश्ता होता टीचर के साथ, अपने से ज्यादा सफलता मांगते प्रभु से ये दिन रात। गोविंद से भी पहले आता है गुरु का स्थान, जैसे राम से बड़ा राम का नाम। ईर्ष्या क्रोध अहंकार के साए को दूर भगाए, जब टीचर सहनशीलता सच्चाई और ईमानदारी का मार्ग दिखाए। Thank you. And now I would like to invite Madam Jyotika Minhas, who is Associate Professor in PG Department of Economics, for the further proceedings. She is in charge of the day. Over to you, Madam Jyotika.
Thank you so much, Gagan ma'am, and it's a beautiful poem composed by you. Am I audible to all? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, yes.
Okay, good evening to you all. Respected resource person, Dr. Naresh Sachdev, my colleagues, and all the participants. A very warm welcome to you all. Firstly, on this auspicious occasion, a very happy Teachers' Day to all. We, the teaching community, can go a long way in educating millions of people about sustainability and the rendering of the planet Earth as a better place to live. Taking this theme forward, we have entered the fifth day of our online faculty development program. Today also we are going to have two sessions, and in this first session, we are highly privileged to have a resource person, Dr. Naresh Sachdev, with us. A hearty welcome to you, sir. It's my honor to introduce our resource person to you all. Dr. Naresh Sachdev is Professor cum Director of Punjab College of Technical Education, Group of Institutions, Ludhiana, and Founding Director of PCTE Hatch Lab Incubator. He is a distinguished academician and has 3 decades of entrepreneurial experience. He has held leadership roles in industry associations. He is a mentor of change at Niti Aayog, New Delhi, and also regional mentor of change, Punjab, by Niti Aayog. He has been recognized as the Gems of Mentor India. He is a patent holder for System for Digital Marketing Strategies. He has published a number of research papers. He is an incubation expert, mentor of Startup Cell, and many more achievements are to his credit. Sir, we are highly honored to have an intellectual of your stature, experience, and capabilities with us today. On behalf of our institution, our organizing team, and all the participants, I once again extend a very warm welcome to you, sir. Now, I request our resource person, Dr. Naresh Sachdev, to start your presentation on the topic Sustainable Development Goals. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Jyotika ma'am, and thanks, Dr. Gagan. And I would like to congratulate Dr. Bhatia on the eve of Teachers' Day, where she has been accoladed by an award. That is what, in fact, a teacher looks like. We are, I would say that we are the one who are shaping the country. But yeah, definitely, when your student comes to your office and says, "Sir, this is what my achievement," then you come to know that you are a teacher. You are really a teacher. Okay. Thanks once again for giving this opportunity. And I'll be talking to you guys as regards to sustainable development goals. Can in between we have interaction? Can we ask questions to each other, or what is the methodology for this FDP?
Actually, sir, question answer round is actually kept at the end of the presentation.
Okay, that's very good. That's very good. So coming down to sustainability, the question is very much arised now in terms of the global economy. We have been talking about the word sustainability. Now, what is sustainability? Sustainability is something which is going for very long years and henceforth doing any work which works for years to come. We were in industrialization phase in 1.0 to 2.0 to 3.0. We are something around 4.0. Earlier, businesses were not sustainable. The question earlier was something related to profit. Then we came down to people and then to planet. This was not sustainability. We were only focusing on profit and we were not focusing on people and planet. With the times changing, with industrializing changing to 2.0 to 3.0, getting into artificial intelligence, henceforth, we thought that perhaps sustainability is one which is very important, and we shifted our logo from planet, people to profit. Rather than profit, people, and planet. That is why we are giving a lot of stress on sustainability so that we could sustain businesses for centuries to come, not for years to come. Now, what is a sustainable development goal? Now, this is what sustainable development is also known as global goals, where they have given 17 integrated, interrelated goals to end poverty, protect planet, so that the logo which they have defined, so that planet, people, and profit is ensured by something close to 2030. Now, going back to industrialization, China is perhaps one of the largest countries which is giving what you call carbon footprints across the globe. Every country out of 196 being recorded is dependent upon China. Since at that time we were asking China to produce goods and to supply to us, and China is exporting to everyone. Without China, perhaps it's very difficult to sustain. But the question arises, with such industrialization, with such manufacturing sector, which is close to around 70% in China and 30% being the service industry, they started making manufacturing goods and starting supplying to what you call globe across. And the question came, why the carbon dioxide? Because when you are into manufacturing, perhaps the question of protecting the planet was not there. Henceforth, gradually people started shifting to what you call as sustainable development goals, and the SDG now are aiming to prosper, peace, prosper, sustainability through the global population. That is why we are asking every country now to reduce carbon footprint, look into what you call as planet, then look into people, and then look into what you call as profit. There is one country in the globe which is zero carbon, and that is Bhutan. But yeah, I understand the population of Bhutan is very less as compared to 144 crores to India or 144 crores to China would be rather being difficult. But again, we are working on sustainable development goals to have sustainability and longer businesses. So there are 17 goals which have been defined. The first is no poverty. Over a period of time, the poverty has decreased, but still, if I talk about African countries, you will find still a lot of poverty. The next goal is zero hunger. The next is good health and well-being. And good health and well-being can only be happen when the climate is good, when the environment is good. That is why we have shifted to sustainability. Look into when we go to the places for enjoyment, when we go to watch movies, perhaps the plastic straws are now being replaced by the paper straws. The plastic lid which we get out of the Coke bottle has been replaced by waste materials making that lid. A lot of things have changed. The packings which we get from Amazon, perhaps you keep that packet in your room for half an hour, you'll find a foul smell. That is being made after recycle. We are trying to recycle the resources. We are trying to decrease the carbon footprints and henceforth making planet more healthier. And then we came down to quality education. Guys, the skill is very important. When I used to travel to Japan, I used to find that Japan and Korea are the two countries where 97% of skilling is there. If the guy is in 5th or 6th class at their language, they have something so-called as under primary or primary, perhaps they start telling those kids to go to a manufacturing organization and start learning what is the process and methodology for process. Because they want to make skill. They want to make more skill. Now look at to 12 to 14 crores the population of Japan and compare to 144 crores to India, perhaps India's skilling rate is only 10%, not more than 10%. That is why we don't find suitable jobs. That is why we find people shifting from one job to another job. We need skilling, and skilling will only happen if we have a quality education. I don't mean by quality education, perhaps please correct me if I'm wrong, making gold medals. That is not. Quality education is making more skill in this 21st century, or else we will be way back into the what we call as a developing economy of the globe. Look at to Afghanistan, look at to Pakistan, look at to Syria. These countries are not giving good what you call quality education as regards to skill, and henceforth do you find very less FDIs in these countries. Then the next is so-called as green environment, right? The environment has to be protected. Then we have clean water and sanitation. We have affordable and clean energy. Look at to energy. India at one time was primarily only based upon what you call your hydroelectric power. But now we are shifting from hydro to solar. Look at to Mukesh Ambani making one of the largest, I've forgotten how many gigawatts he's going to produce there, perhaps 3 times of Japan. 3 times of Japan, they are building what you call solar equipment. This is what is something reducing carbon dioxide, reducing carbon footprints, using renewable energy, not depending upon the natural resources, so that we are more towards planet and people and then profit. Then decent work and economic growth. Without economic growth, you perhaps cannot adopt to technology. If we don't adopt to technology, we can never have what you call reduction into carbon footprints. Why are we now putting a lot of efforts into what you call battery vehicles? Why are we doing that? We are only doing it to produce less carbon, to produce less carbon footprints into the organization, into the climate. Hence, for the generation to come should live, or else my generations, perhaps I don't know till what age would be there, but for this, my Gen Z and ZZ, for their generations to come, perhaps if we don't look into what you call sustainable development goals, everybody will be carrying an oxygen at the back and front, the mask to breathe. This is what is going to happen to the globe if we are not looking to sustainable development goals. The next is industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Very true. More infrastructure would be the less carbon fit. The question comes how? Now India is building roads around 30 kilometers a day. Look at to the kind of what you call highways are we producing? Don't you think when the highways are good, the less of the traffic jams, less of the usage of diesel, less of the usage of petrol, and henceforth less carbon dioxide into the environment? So innovation, industry, infrastructure. Definitely, while building infrastructure, you might be depleting some carbon dioxide into the environment, but looking to the long term, looking to how have we moved from journal trade to modern trade to e-commerce to quick commerce. Why people are more into quick commerce? Perhaps I'll not pick up my car to the market and buy the products. I'll be getting online. That is something so called as what you call creativity, something innovation, something industry. Now with a click of a button onto your mobile, perhaps you can transfer lakhs of rupees across the globe, or else you will drive to bank. You will pick up a car, you'll pick up a scooter, you'll pick up a car or a taxi or an auto, go there, fill up a form, do it. You're wasting your time by releasing a lot of carbon dioxide by driving. Look at to all those things. All these things are perhaps moving towards more sustainable development goals, reduce inequalities. This is also very important. We are now getting into empowerments. We are reducing inequalities. By reducing inequalities, perhaps we will be in a position to have more infrastructure, innovation, and industry, sustainable cities and communities. We are building all those cities. Henceforth, look at to all those high-rise building in Bombay. Look at to that at Gurgaon, at Noida. Perhaps people have started planting a lot of plants in their balconies. They are looking for more plants and oxygen. I was reading an article. Finland, perhaps a very small country, has made an artificial tree. It's not a tree, it's just a signboard which they have kept onto the road, whereby that is absorbing carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen into the air. Why this? Why this is happening? They want to build cities more sustainable. People can breathe more. People can live more, and henceforth do businesses which will be more sustainable. Then we call responsible consumption and production. Then we have climate action. Then we have life below water. Look at to that, what you call trans ocean link, which India has built, one of the largest link in the globe, which is connecting Mumbai to New Mumbai, something around 27 kilometers. I happen to drive my car. My son is in Bombay. When I travel, I was really zapped to see that. They have made the color of the bridge, which is just like flamingos, because a lot of flamingos come abroad from traveling to thousands of kilometers, flocking together and coming to that ocean when they have the breeding season there. So they don't want to disturb even those flamingos. And they have made sensors below the bridge so that when the traffic goes above the bridge, the marine life below the water, below the ocean should not be disturbed. Look at to how we are moving towards technology and sustainable development goals. This is one of the largest what you call ocean bridge in the globe, which India has built when you go to Mumbai to New Mumbai. When you go to Mumbai to New Mumbai, perhaps it has reduced 1.5 hours of your travel. Look at to saving of diesel. Look at to saving of petrol. Look at to less carbon dioxide emission. This is what is sustainable. Perhaps you must not be knowing all these facts, but this is how development, this is how industry, this is how technology, this is how quality education, this is how by virtue of giving more employment and less poverty, we are moving to sustainable goals. Then we have life on land, we have peace, justice, and strong institutions. All these are 17 sustainable goals which the UN has classified. We're looking for partnerships. What is partnership? Now, what is Shanghai Cooperation? What is IMF? Or what is you called as One Belt, One Road? All these are connecting various countries into one segment and henceforth transforming technology from one country to another country. Now, that is not the time when we are restricted to only our country and henceforth not with the neighbors or not with the world. If we don't merge, cooperate, partnership, networking with the globe, perhaps we will be outdated and henceforth the goals will not be obtained. This is what the progress is as regards to 2025. To close to 35%, 17 and 18 makes 35%. We are on track. The globe itself is on track to maintain what you call sustainable goals. 31% is something which is happening moderate, but still 35% is left, which has to be done. Now look at to what you call as the first goal I'm talking about is as regards to social protection benefit. Half of the global population, something close to 8 to 9, what you call billion. India is 1.4 billion. China is also 1.4 billion. So that makes close to 3 billion. And something around 8 to 9 billion is the world's population. Out of that, 4 billion people are covered under protection. In India also, we have health insurance. India also, we have what you call awas, where we are building flats for the people who can have an affordability. And this is what I'm giving the data for 2023. For the first time, close to 53% of the world population received at least one social protection. And this was in 2015, 42.8. For you guys, it must be just hardly it is 10%. But look at to 8 billion people. Look at to 8 billion people across the globe. Even if we have moved 10% in 2025, it's still remarkable. By 2030, China and rest of the countries are thinking, perhaps India is thinking by 2070 will be carbon free. Will be carbon free. Now close to 4 billion people are still uncovered. And this is what we say, higher income countries as regards to UK, as regards to what you call China, as regards to USA, as regards to Germany, as regards to Japan, all these high income countries where you have 86% of what you call social protection. For Canada, for US, for UK, for Japan, health insurance is there for total for their citizens. Perhaps in India, we are now something around 14 to 15 crore from bottom line of 144 crore people. I could say close to 10% of people are covered onto what you call Ayushman Bharat system for health insurance, right? Wherein middle class income countries are close to 72%. And look at to Africa, hardly 10%. So there is still a lot to be done for every citizen of the globe to have one social protection benefit. So the global average spending on social protection is close to around 20% of the GDP. Now, total global GDP is close to $113 trillion. If I say America to $30 trillion and China to $20 trillion, and then coming to what you call Germany, something around $4.8 trillion, India 4.2, Japan 4.1, and henceforth, we are now the what you call as the fifth largest economy, and we are now the fourth. We are coming to the third largest economy. This is what I am giving. The spending on total social protection is close to 20% of the GDP. And high income countries, it's something around 25%. Low income countries is very just to 2%. Low income countries are like Pakistan, Afghanistan, Syria. All these are low income countries. So to guarantee basic social security floors, we still need a lot of money to get onto it. And global hunger, this is also declining, which has now exceeded 2015 levels. Now we say 1 in 12. If I take total population of the globe, something around 8 to 9 billion, so close to around 1 in 10, close to 6 to 7% are people which are facing hunger worldwide. And this is what it is. Improvement in South America, South Asia, Southeastern Asia. Hunger has increased in Northern Africa. These countries are not developing. These countries don't have networking. These countries are not adopting to what you call technology. These countries are not spending onto infrastructure, and henceforth hunger has increased. Wherein countries where development is more, technology is more, and henceforth education has improved, perhaps the improvement is there. And it is very rightly said, if rupee 1 is spent on investment, you increase your GDP by rupee 2. And that is what is happening in India. I believe now every 5 years in India, earlier it was 10 years. Perhaps people say now every 2 years in India, we're going to have 1 trillion into GDP. We are close to 4.1 trillion or 4.2 trillion. Another 2 years, we will add 1 trillion more. Earlier it was 10 years. This means the growth was less, the development was less, the education was less, the spending was less, and henceforth we were not in a position. But now this is not the case, right? And this is what we say global health gains. We say 14% of people have a declined maternal mortality ratio. Mortality by the virtue I mean something you are not in life, right? Similarly, Under 5 years, it is a drop of 16%. What does this mean? This means perhaps health is being given importance. Well-being is given importance. That is what is happening in India also. We are increasing what you call per average age of Indian citizen. We are close to now 70 to 72%. Look at to Europe. Go to Europe. My God, you'll find people when you travel. Last year I was traveling to UK and I could find older people also there. In Japan, the guy who's over and above 70, if nobody gives a retirement in Japan because there are hardly 14 crore people. So they would like to have senior people sitting into a cabin and only looking in what is happening across. So what I mean to say, if your medical health is more, you decrease your what you call mortality rates. This is what I'm telling. Mortality rates declined by 228 deaths per 1 lakh live births in 2015 to 197. This means we have notched up close to around 31 deaths. From 228 we come down to 197, right? So this is what I'm telling here. To meet sustainable development targets by 2030, we would like to have annual reduction of 15% so that we have more long lives to live. Let me give you one example. Now, to increase the birth rates, countries like South Korea, countries like Japan, even countries like China, the growth rate is very less as compared to India. India, still you find more people taking birth and less people taking die. So what is happening in China? They have made an artificial robot, which is just like a woman's womb and henceforth giving birth to a baby. They have made a robot which is artificially intelligence designed to increase their population. Henceforth, they are designing new technology, right? This is also important. It's not that the mortality has to be decreased. It's also that the birth rate has to be increased. If the birth rate is not increased, we cannot control mortality also. Perhaps older people has to die one day or another. It's not that from 70 years on average we'll go to 125. No, that is not the case. So we have to look into all these things to come down to what you call sustainable. Now look at to under 5 mortality rates. We have fell from 44 deaths per 1,000 in 2015 to 37. This means we are protecting these people. More medical help is being given, but still a lot more has to be done. If I'm talking of 14, 15, 20 crores in India, which are receiving what you call Ayushman Bhavat or 70 years and above, perhaps the government has taken a law, whatever your income is, you are free for 5 lakhs of what you call treatment across various hospitals. But how many people are above 70? From 25 to 45, out of 144 crore people or 1.44 billion, around, I will say 40, 50, 60% are between 25 to 45. This means 70 and above are very less, right? Sub-Saharan African mortality rate is 69, whereas the global something is 44 to 37. This means these areas have to still to be developed more. More education has to be given, more health, more development, more sustainability. Right? Look at to Australia and New Zealand. It is 18 times lower. Now the question comes, sir, how many what do you call total population of Australia and New Zealand? Australia is hardly 4 to 5 crores. I will say just 1.5 or 2 times Punjab. But yeah, still those are still the developed countries where you find more health insurances, right? So this means that more health, government has to spend more. The global average for spending on what you call health is close to 7%, but in India, we go down to 3 to 4%. So we have to come down to that level, right? And this is what education also. In India, we are spending something around 2 to 3% on education of the total GDP. But across the globe, it is 7%. That is what is happening in Japan. That is what is happening in Korea. That is what is skill development. We need to have more what you call incubators. We need to have more skill development institutes. We need to have more education, academia, industry interfaces. We have to have more project by the industry. Let these school guys also start having the feel what is happening across industry. So if industry, academia interfaces are there, education is there, perhaps we will start decreasing these challenges. We'll be more skill educated. From 109 million children in schools in 2015, now we have come down to 272, right? Skill out of the school. Then total out of school children and youth, 272 million worldwide remain out of school. This means education has to be given more weightage, more what you call funds from your budgets have to be given, right? In India, perhaps we have now made till 6th class as mandatory. You go to government schools, perhaps till 10th, 11th class, there is no fees. We are giving that incentive, what you call Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao. What is this all? What is this all? This is all about education. Travel to South. Take an example for India. Go to Tamil Nadu, go to Andhra Pradesh. You'll find 90+% people educated, right? By increasing in even education, by increasing education, we are telling them to come into technology. We are telling them, so this is what sustainable development goal. We are telling them not to release carbon dioxide. We are telling them not to throw your trash onto sites. Come on, let's start processing these trash also. And henceforth, will come down to sustainable development goals. This is what is as regard to gender parity. Like women held 27.2% of national parliament seats. It's just up by 0.3. Now we are taking a law that 33% of what you call parliament seats will go to women. Why are we taking this as a sustainable goal? Women's are, let's have equality. It's not that the question that males can do better work and females can't do. When I was traveling across China, I could find all factories being automized, wherein women are more hard worker than male. You'll find more women working in China than men working in China, right? So this is also very important. We have close to, I will say in India, the ratio is something around 0.92, 0.93 to 1 as regards to female to male. This means we are almost 50-50. So this is a still segment which where we can teach, we can educate, and we can bring them into corporate, and henceforth more education, more technology, more development, more thinking we will have towards reduction of carbon dioxide into the environment. This is something about gender disparity. And this is what we say in 2019, 99 positive legal reforms were there in worldwide. You still have disparity in Northern Africa and Western region. Yeah, you also have disparity when you go to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is also thinking towards reducing the disparity. Perhaps earlier in Saudi Arabia, girls were not having driving licenses. Girls were not supposed to go out, but now things are changing. Things are changing. They are reducing gender disparity, right? Similarly, this is something as regards to drinking water, sanitation, something about hygiene, and we call this wash services. India is giving a lot of fillip. Startups, Government of India, or Government of Urban Affairs, Government of Cleanliness, every government, mighty Ministry of Education for Information and Technology, for farmer welfare, every government is giving a lot of funds to startups as regards to wash. That is something, managed drinking water. When you go to Europe, when I went to UK last year, perhaps I did not find Bisleri. When you go to Scotland, they openly say when you go to hotel, sir, your tap water is complimentary. Don't ask for a Bisleri there, right? This means what? Drinking water. This is a basic service which is being required. I don't think 30 years back or 35 years back, when we were in house, we used to have what you call as water filters. Why are we having water filters now? Right? This means we have depleted the content. We have made something bad to water. By making something not good to water, perhaps we are affecting the marine life also. See, everything is very important. It's not that human is important. It's not that animals are important. It's not that fishes are not important. Until unless we don't have complete flora and fauna, perhaps we will not attain what you call sustainable development goals. Right? Similarly, we have what you call sanitation, cleanliness. Why PM Modi has started with the villages to open up what you call washrooms across villages. Let's not go out, and let's not go out for any kind of emissions we have to release. Right? This is also helping towards sustainable development. Then basic hygiene services. Right? Earlier, COVID-19, before, nobody knew about what you call sanitizations. or sanitary or something regarding to that. Look at to that now. You find a lot of sanitizer products which are now lying. Perhaps people are still using sanitizer. You go to any hotel, you go down to any clinic, or you go down to any public parks, you find that machines which are there which you like to sanitize your hands, yourself. Look at that. This is also increasing so-called as sustainable development goals, right? And this is what 56% of domestic wastewater is safely treated, largely unchanged since 2000. We are now making what you call water not to be wasted. Look at to the Coke. I'll give you a very good example. In Coke bottle, close to 96% is water. So they have to put the same water into Mother Earth, and henceforth they do lot of free what you call water harvesting. If you give spaces in educational institution, perhaps they do free water harvesting. So water is another area which has to be looked in for. If we don't look into the water now, perhaps municipal corporation have started banning usage of water for outside for the cars which are standing outside in the morning. Somebody comes to wash your car, they are banning. There are waterless what you call treatments which have come. This is also what you call as sustainable development goals. Perhaps we think that 75% of the total earth is covered by water, and still we are looking for depletion, still we are looking for water conservation. Yes, the water content has gone very deeply down to the earth now. In my time it used to be 100 feet, now it is close to 200, 250, 300, 350. By then you are what you call taking water out of that. So this is also very important. A lot of stress has to be given. We have to really improve on domestic wastewater. There are a lot of startups which have come down to avoid wastage of water. People have started using what you call automized machines where we are washing our domestic utensils and not wasting water. Right? This is also very important. Now, what you call washing machines have come down, which is using less of water and henceforth cleaning of your products. So this is something related to sustainable development. Global electricity access, yeah, in 2010, it was something around 84%. Now in 2023, 92%. Look at to India itself. 10 years hence, we were totally dependent upon what you call thermal. And I'm very strong believer. Now in globe, India is close to second largest country where 50% of the energy is being met by renewable energy. That could be through wind, or that could be through solar, or that could be something else. But yeah, we are now 50% close to energy which is being made out of what you call waste resources. Look at to the city like what you call. I was really zapped when I went to Indore. I don't know how many of you guys have gone to Indore, but when you go to Indore, they pick up your house trash and they are divided into 3 segments, which is wet, dry, and vegetable. From there, they have close to 50,000 people who are working, and the municipal corporation picks up your trash, and electricity produced out of that is given by to what you call Indore people staying in Indore. Unlike when we travel across here, we will like to throw trash here and there, but Indore nobody does it. Similarly, in Japan, when you go to Japan, if you are even having a chips, what you call packet, they will put that packet into your pocket. And when they go back home, they will put it into dustbin. There are no dustbin across whole Punjab or whole Japan except for your house. Except for your house. You do not litter. You don't find waste baskets in roads and public places. People carry, put them into your bag, come back home, and they will put it into the trash bags. By virtue of that, from there, they are making a lot of products out of the waste, perhaps electricity too also. So, right, this is something we will call as sustainable, something we'll call as renewable. From waste also people have started producing what you call electricity, right? So similarly, if I talk about energy, earlier we used to, what you call, there was no use for cow and buffalo dung. People have started using that cow and buffalo dung also to produce electricity. Perhaps Saudi Arabia is one country which is asking for 700 crores of rupees of export. We are doing cow and buffalo dung to Saudi Arabia. They are using it to produce dates. This is what is sustainable. This is what is sustainable. And this is what is collaboration. This is what is networking. This is what is technology. We really have to depend on each other country to make this world free from carbon dioxide and looking for planet, people, and profit, not only profit. Right? And this is something child labor in 2024, 138 million. Now, this is 100 million fewer. Now, this is 20 million. This is what I'm telling, that perhaps exploitation for child labor is also decreasing by the invent of technology, by what you call as using mobiles, the transfer of technology. Perhaps the question has come. Right? We are not supposed to, what you call, use children into our manufacturing arena. They have defined below 18, above 14. Above 14 can be used for your, what you call, office work in India, but not below 18. So this is also what you call giving more education, and this is how we are not using a child labor and henceforth improving into it. This is what we say, 138 million children are still engaged in child labor in 2024. Right? And 54 million in hazardous work. We are making them to work in hazardous conditions. This is all because if we improve education, if we improve healthcare, if we improve wash, if we have more technology, perhaps this will also decrease. This will also decrease. Then we have something as regards to high income countries and low income countries and 5G access. I'm talking about what is so-called as the internet access. In India, if we look around 144 crore people, 80 crore people have what you call access to 5G coverage or 4G coverage, but still a lot of uneven. Still you find at the global, if this is also happened, 51% or 50% of the people are accessing, but still we are left with 50%. And these are all low income countries. If suppose this technological advancement is being shared by those countries, more education, more development, more GDP, more per capita income, things are going to grow drastically when we are giving this 5G coverage. Look at to India. I still remember the first mobile phone when I purchased, 32 rupees was outgoing and 16 rupees was incoming. Now perhaps with 500 rupees, we can maneuver our whole month in expenditure and we can talk hours in WhatsApp to anybody across the globe, and that is totally free. Right? So this will also help towards what you call sustainable development. This is what I'm telling. High income countries, 84%. Low income countries, only 4% coverage. So these are the gaps which has to be filled in. These are something which is very important. This is something what you call as my right. If I have to grow, I have to adapt to technology. If I have to grow, I have to have networking. I have to have education. I have to have health. I have to have development, or else we will be left behind. Now, same thing, personnel with disability, what do you call, disability report discrimination, 28%, 17%, there should be no discrimination. There should be no discrimination with disabilities. There is one company which I have forgotten. There was a movie also in which the owner was blind. I've forgotten that name. Bolland Industry. Yeah. Bolland Industry is doing something 700 crores. And they are utilizing what you call waste and making paper. And everybody working in his organization is perhaps differently abled. I don't call that disability. They cannot see, but they are working and doing 700 crores. Look at to that. I'm talking of Bolland Industry, where perhaps he was denied what you call BTech in India, and he went to Massachusetts Institute. Look at to that. And perhaps he read from the Braille. From Braille reading, and he was given 25 lakhs by our worthy space scientist, the President of India, Abdul Kalam. He came back to India, wanted to give back to India, made that organization factory where he is using waste and making papers and employing more people. Today, the turnover is 500 to 700 crores. Now, when you have to call him for a lecture, I wanted to call him for a lecture at Ludhiana at my organization. He was perhaps there at LPU and also was there at forgotten that what you call another university in Punjab, in Chandigarh University. he was asking for 7 lakh rupees an hour. 7 lakh rupees an hour to deliver a lecture. Look at to a guy who's differently able. He have made a lot of houses and homes and people who cannot see to work in his organization. Right? So this discrimination, let's not think that people which are disabled, rather they are differently able to produce. It's not that they cannot work. This discrimination trends should be finished. Look at to Ola, where 50% are women. Look at to Lijat Papar, something around 600 crores across 60 countries. We're totally uneducated and totally women are there. There is no men working in ground level at Lijat Papar. Also in factory, also in Ola manufacturing scooter, there is no men. Hence for discrimination. Let's not discriminate between different genders. Let us not discriminate between differently, abled people. They have done wonders also. They have done wonders. Look at to when president awards them, there are a lot of stories which are happening. They also have Olympics. They also play very well. They also drive cars. The technology has made them so accessible. There is a startup which came down to Shark Tank India season 4, where the guy doesn't have legs, but he has produced orthopedics, or they have produced artificial legs. By virtue of that, he is now playing basketball. He's playing basketball, right? So these, don't think that these differently abled people cannot work. The discrimination trends have to be decreased. If we keep decreasing, perhaps we will have sustainability, we will have growth, we will have development, and henceforth we will make this climate, this earth, this whole as a good living for citizens to come. Or else, what I told you in the starting, perhaps another 20, 30 years to go. If we do not curtail, if we do not look into sustainable development goals, perhaps our next generation will carry cylinders at the back, oxygen cylinders to breathe. The breathing will not happen. The breathing will not happen, right? This is something as regards to affordable housing. Look at to, I don't know how many people have gone to Bombay. I keep going because my son is there. Dharavi is one of the largest slum areas across the Asia. Adani is going to build that slum. I understand when you go to that Dharavi, you will find perhaps roads are not good, sanitation is not good, wash is not good, housing is not good. So that is what Adani is building. So perhaps even that is being built. That is also sustainable development goal. We still find out of 8 billion people of the total population of the globe, now 1.12 billion people still live in slums. Right? This is also one kind of a sustainable goal. If they are being built into houses, they live in houses, the discretion would be less. They will throw less garbage outside into the streets, less of carbon dioxide, more cleaner environment, right? This is what is telling about urban housing and living condition and food loss and waste. Let's not waste food. I don't know how many of you guys know about Tilak Mehta, or you don't know, or you know about Mumbai Dabbawalas. These guys are there since 130, 40 years. In 86, 88, when I was doing MBA, I had my summer internship. I could order from Mumbai Dabbawalas, but I came to know in 2000 when it became a case study at the Harvard. Those uneducated people, when supplying food, if you don't have food, they're telling corporate people to put a sticker so that the food waste is given to one who is not being fed. Who's not being fed. If those uneducated people can do it, why can't we do it? Why can't we do it? Food loss and waste should be reduced. In India, it's close to 10 to 12% of the harvest which is wasted. You go to Israel, it's not even 0.5%. Not even 0.5%. You really feel pity when you go to mandis where you find vegetables and fruits coming in and throwing in a trash. Out of the total produce of agriculture in India, the stat says 12% of wastage. Look at to Israel, one of the most developed countries in agriculture. Perhaps their population is very less, but look at to that, their waste is only 0.5%. So this also has to be controlled. Food waste and food loss. And this is what we say. If we do not control the environment, 2024 was the hottest year ever seen in the globe. We are increasing global temperature. Why are we increasing global temperature? We are increasing global temperature. We are emitting a lot of carbon dioxide. We are not taking care of Mother Earth. We are not taking care of waste. We are not taking care of marine life. We are not increasing education. We are not adopting to technology. And henceforth, this is increasing. Times to come. Look at the inequality which is happening across North now. For the last 7-10 days, we find flash floods. Look at Uttaranchal. Look at the Himachal. Such devastation has happened. Why this has happened? Why this has happened? This has happened because of global warming. This has happened because we are trying to give extra load to Mother Earth. We are not caring for the Mother Earth. And henceforth, the global temperatures have also increased by 1.55. Earlier, like in Bangalore, we never used to have air conditioning. Now in Bangalore also you find air conditioners. So this will only be controlled if we are controlling the environment, if we have sustainable development goals. This is something I'm telling about the key climate trends. The global average temperature was 1.55 degree Celsius above pre-industrialization levels when industrialization was not there. That is why we are telling to use more of machines than of human intervention. This doesn't mean that employment rate will increase. This will rather state, let us give more skill to people, and henceforth there will be more absorption when artificial intelligence or robotics or technology is coming into it. It's not that there is a displacement. No, it is not displacement. In South, you'll find a faculty which is out of artificial intelligence, and she can come to class, shake hands, and teach in 33 languages. This doesn't mean that the teachers will not be there times to come. No, it's not there. But let's adopt the technology. Let's adopt the technology. By virtue of this, we will be decreasing what you call global average temperature. If global average temperature keeps increasing, the things are very clear to you. What is going to happen, right? And this is something scenario as regards to coral reefs. That is what I'm telling about. Fishes, that is what I'm telling about. An example for what you call ocean link or a road which they are made in Mumbai. This is just, it's not that we don't believe in development. It's not that we don't believe in what you call sustainability, but yeah, sustainability not above the earth, but also below the earth. That is what is water. We have to really take care for that. Everyone here, starting from flora, fauna to human beings, should be taken care of, or else we're going to have a very devastating environment times to come. This is something about ocean warming and coral crisis. Ocean absorb 90% of excess heat from the greenhouses. If the oceans and the fishes are not there, this will not happen. The temperatures will increase, and henceforth, when temperature increase, you will come to know what is happening across the globe. Right? Now, 44% of the coral species are facing extinction. This is why I'm telling, because the ocean temperature is increasing. Why it is increasing? Because temperature in earth is increasing, and henceforth everything is being affected, right? Something about species which are becoming extinct, right? This is also there. Now in India, people have used, in India, it's the one country which you have largest population of elephants. And when elephants, they see the cross railway tracks and a lot of mishaps happen, what they have done is they have made artificial intelligence by virtue of which they come to know when the train is passing, when the elephant herd is passing, the train has to be stopped. This is where we are moving. This is where we are moving. And this is where sustainability will happen, or else we will not be there. The species would be, don't think that a species getting extinct don't happen or don't help to clear the environment. No, everyone has a role in this environment. Everyone. And if we don't try to save extinct species for animals or for fishes or for birds, perhaps this environment will never be good. So this is something about biodiversity. 47,000 species have threatened with extinction, and all major groups have declined. Why are we making parks for tiger? Why are we importing lions From there, why are we increasing that? Because the biodiversity has to be maintained, or else it will be very difficult for us to live in this world. Then forest. Let's not do deforestation. Let's not do deforestation. We did a lot of deforestation, and henceforth the result is very clear. The result. Look at to the Sundarbans area. Look at to that area 2 years back when the tsunamis, or 3 years back when the tsunamis were the total destruction. And 20 years back, some what you call scientists also said that let's not do what you call deforestation in Sundarban area. Let's not build long buildings. Let's not build hotels, and let's not do it, or else we will have to pay the price, and we paid the price. We paid the price, right? So this should also not happen. That is why government is giving a lot of incentives. People who are living what you call vertically, not horizontally, they are telling to make their balconies with green. They are making something to water something as regards to technology. You're not at home, you're working, your plants will be watered. Lot many what you call startups have come. So there is now another concept of, I've forgotten the name of that Japanese forest, Makai forest, where even in a small 200 square yards of land, you can build forest. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? We are doing this to make absorb more carbon dioxide and release more oxygen. If we do deforestation, things will not work. Look at to China. You used to find chopsticks. Chopsticks is very famous in China. Without chopsticks, you cannot have food. 140 crore people using chopsticks, and the chopsticks were made by wood. They have stopped doing it. Now they have chopsticks which are made by edible, what do you call, food. After eating your noodles or after eating your food, you can eat those chopsticks also. Look at that. So they are also looking for deforestation, right? Forest have to be maintained. And something as regards to conflicts which are there, yeah, we have to reduce that. That's very true. Look at to the war which is happening across Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Hamas, and something was happening about Thailand and Cambodia, which was again India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Syria. This all have to be controlled, or else by doing this, by using weapons, we are emitting a lot of carbon dioxide into air. This will not control our carbon footprints, right? This has also to be controlled. A lot of people have died. This figure is also not correct, I believe. A lot of people have cried in Israel, Hamas also, perhaps more than 1 lakh people, right? So this is also increasing what you call global disturbances. Now debt-ridden. Debt is also increasing in what you call low, and that is why all these organizations, Shanghai Corporation or IMF or Asian Development Bank, they have started telling the countries which have good GDP and they have higher income to please contribute more so that we can help these low middle income groups by not releasing more into carbon dioxide into environment, rather adopting technology, right? So this also has to be controlled, and this is what we say that as per the 10th Sustainable Development Report, by 2025, India is 99th out of 193 or 96 countries, 196. So still we have to do a lot. Still we have to do a lot. But yes, sustainable development goals are very important. This is what India is taking some initiatives. No poverty by what you call Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, housing, Manrega, they are giving jobs. By Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, they are doing financial inclusion. All those maids and household chorus comes to our house, have bank accounts where have no minimum charges. India has collected 1 trillion rupees. 1 trillion rupees. Banks have gone more wealthier. Zero hunger, good health, quality education, clean water and sanitation. Lot of schemes which have India has started. For every sustainable goal, there is a scheme or there is an incentive in India. Look at the sustainable cities, smart cities. Even Ludhiana is being turned one up to be controlled to the smart cities vision, wherein they will be getting some funds from IMF or Asian Development Bank. Look at to climate action. Look at to Niti Aayog. We have come down from Planning Commission 5 years to 2 years Niti Aayog. So life on land, peace and institution, partnership, alliances, Quad, SCO, IMF, or Asian Development Bank, then what you call One Belt, One Road. So many things are happening across the globe, and everybody is there to control what you call and make this globe more healthier to live, and that is what is sustainable development goal. I believe this is what I wanted to explain you, and this is what I have for you to tell. Now, anything you have to ask, you can ask me the question.
Thank you very much, sir. A very brilliant and wonderful type
I
of
was very
presentation.
fast because I had to cover a lot of things, and I really wanted to give more examples, but the paucity of the time, which was just close to 1 hour 20 minutes or 1 hour 25 minutes, and something as regards to KO, what you call question and answer also. So I was little fast, but the point only, the intention here is that let's give to this young generation that perhaps if we don't look into sustainable development goals, times to come, we will not have human life on the earth. We will not have human life.
You have really done justice to the topic, sir. Any questions from the participants? This is the question answer round. And at the same time, I request everybody to switch on the cameras. We need to have a photograph, a group photograph. Please switch on your cameras as well. And at the same time, please keep on asking questions if you have any. Any question from your side? I can check the chat box also. A large number of, sir, positive compliments are coming for you.
As a teacher, I believe if there are no questions, either teacher was not right or
No, sir, nothing like that.
the
Actually, you
lecture
have
was
been
not perhaps
brilliant.
very,
So
very
you have
important.
covered almost all the points.
All the points. Actually, you have covered all the
And
points, sir.
and kindly, sir, put some light on the forthcoming policies of the government for SDC goals.
Yeah, that's what we are doing, madam. We are trying to replace a lot of waste. And in fact, they are bringing models as regards to Indore. We are building more bridges. Look at to the bridge which we have made, one of the highest across Jammu and Kachara, wherein people used to have travel 3 hours. Now they will be reaching in 45 minutes. Look at to Vande Bharat, where we are doing it. Look at to now we are coming to what you call as hydrogen, what you call vehicles. Nitin Gadkari could have that vehicle for hydrogen also. We are increasing ethanol into more petrol. By increasing ethanol also, perhaps the carbon dioxide emission would be less and would be more what you call greener. We are one of the largest countries in the globe to use what you call diesel and petrol. Perhaps to curtail that, we need something in environment. Now there are close to 20,000 what you call battery power stations working across in India. Still have to go more. We are only 10% of the vehicles which are battery driven. Still we have to go more. The question is 144 crore, 1.4 billion. But still, now a lot of schemes are coming. A lot of schemes are there which is helping to come down to sustainable development goals.
Thank you,
Sir,
sir.
there's a question in the chat box. Suppose if a person has started a venture saying they promote sustainability and also mentions particular sustainable development goals supporting venture. So how can we calculate the venture supporting those sustainable development goals? So if you are able to
See,
make out this
calculation,
question.
there is one device, I have forgotten that there is a startup which has a device, and the device says that you keep that device in your pocket and you drive a car and go to your workplace, and you will find how much carbon dioxide have you burnt while driving and reaching to an organization. Similarly, if the same device is kept in the pocket and there are 4 people traveling into Ola and Uber, how much have you saved? And the device also says, if you go by using battery vehicles, how much have you saved? And if you go by bicycle or by walk, how much have you saved? Times are there. When I was there in what you call, not Germany, that was Netherlands. Yeah. When I was going to Netherlands, I could find people 6 feet, 7 feet high. older people, 70, 75, and they're driving bicycles. They only pick up their cars when they are on weekends, on Saturdays and Sundays. They don't use cars there. There are different lanes. You'll find bicycles and you find high-end bicycles, beautifully designed, and people are using that. So this is how, if we define that your product is something regards to sustainable and you can build a prototype, I'm very sure there are a lot of schemes which government is giving. Lot of schemes which are there. You go down to site for what you call a Startup India, or you go down to site for Ministry of Information and Technology, you go down to site for Ministry of Urban Affairs. I am a member for Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare, wherein we only look into the prototype, which is giving some creativity and reducing something and reducing a pain, and henceforth not affecting the environment. Not affecting the environment. So definitely there are a lot of ministries which are giving that, but the only question is that you really have to make that prototype and build it and then show cause it. And if at all you think that is succeeded, then you will get funds and you can make that final device or whatever you have in mind. But definitely this is being now driven, and that is what is green financing. ITC has built one factory which is totally out of waste. ITC is not a small company. So then you get green financing. If you look at these projects, it's being funded by what you call funding organization very carefully and a very less percentage. So this is there.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Sir, I have a question. Can I ask?
Yeah, sure.
Sir, for the corporate sector, we usually measure their sustainability criteria, like usually on the basis of carbon footprints. Is there some other criteria also on the basis of which corporate sustainability performance can be measured?
Yeah, the question has come down to India now also, like top 500 companies which are being indexed into what you call this BSE and NSE. It is mandate. It is mandate
for 1,000 top companies. They even give their social ventures also.
It's a mandate for them to come down to and give their what they have done as regards to sustainable development. But when you go down to Europe, when you go down to countries like Europe, where perhaps even if you are selling anything for any price, if it is not under SDG, perhaps you cannot open that. You cannot do that. I find still very difficult in India, because still the question is for 1.4 billion, 144 crore what you call people. But still, we will have to do it. If you do not decrease your footprints in the times to come, nobody will fund you. No international agency is going to fund you. So you will have to maintain, you will have to show them what are you doing as regards to in the corporate, what are you doing as regards to decreasing the carbon footprints. Carbon footprints is not only your manufacturing and taking carbon dioxide, even your workers coming on car. Why all these bigger organizations have battery-driven vehicles? You go down to Maruti. I was there at what you call this Kapurthala rail coach factory. My God, when you go down, it's such a huge factory running into kilometers and kilometers. They have started using battery vehicles to tell customers to come and go down to the areas and where they have their inspection and products and all that. So that is also sustainable, yeah. That is also sustainable.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Any other question from the participants? Okay, and I hope that everybody had switched on the videos and we had the group photographs. Mr. Arvind must have taken the good photographs. Sir, although I have seen that in your entire presentation, you have been very positive, very optimistic, but still, in the end, I would still like to ask you one thing. Do you think economic growth and economic equality, there is a trade-off between the two? Because we have studied so many economists, like there has been Nobel laureate Simon Kuznets. He said economic growth and economic equality, they cannot go together. What is your take on this?
See, let's not compare with capitalism, communism, and let's come down to mixed economy. A very difficult question to answer, yeah, but very relevant also. I cannot say that economic equality would be there. In fact, I was reading an article. The article says that all those people who have won so much money in Kaun Banega Crorepati, and the first guy who made some 5 crores or 1 crore, I've forgotten that, is again back to the square one where he was. The point here is the smarter people will extract money from your pocket. The
True,
smarter
sir.
one, if you divide what you call 4.2 trillion among 144 crore people of your country made, the thing would be the same after a couple of years. The smarter will extract money from you and will be still smarter. So definitely economic development is important. That is definitely very right. And that's what we are doing for last 10 years. And that is why in the global arena, perhaps India is regarding as one country, perhaps it's going to be the fourth, it is perhaps the fourth powerful country in the globe now. Look at to 10 years back, we were not there. Economic development is definitely important. But I cannot say that the what equality would be there. But yeah, reducing poverty, increasing per capita income, that is definitely there. That is not the question. But if the India grows, the development grows, a lot of opportunities. But yeah, India should spend more money on education, on skill development. That is why it's a pain when I see that when my MBA student is not skill developed and he gets a job for 15,000 or 18,000 per month. That's a big question. That's a big question which has to be dealt very firmly, and the government is doing very right at the moment. They're trying to have such policies by virtue of which entrepreneurship. Let me tell you, I'm on the board for Punjab Startup Cell. I'm one of the there are 12 key committee members. I am one of them in all domains. What Sisodia sir has done it, thanks to this political party. I am not a political guy to comment here, but what Sisodia sir has done it is wonderful in all BBA, in all MBA, in all BCA, in all BTech courses. They have started what you call entrepreneurship mindset from semester 1 till semester 5th. They are telling students to make 6,000 per month per semester. Next semester, you're going to make 10,000. Next semester, you're going to make 40,000. And the 5th semester, you're going to make 4 lakh. I don't know till how much we succeed, but yeah, that seed has sown. And if this carries on, another 5 years down to come down, you will find a lot of development. We will be back, so called as Manchester of India, Ludhiana, will be back on track. Though it will take time, 5-10 years. Not very easy to do it. But you will find such courses coming into all domains now. All domains.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So we end on a positive note. So any other question from the participant side? So that means we are going to conclude. Thank you very much, sir. Your lecture has been very fruitful, comprehensive, and thought-provoking as well. Your content, I would say, it reflected your vast knowledge on this subject. The way you have connected the global goals to the local context with the help of so many real examples, this has made the session very engaging. And I am sure that the session has truly enriched participants. Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable time, your expertise, and your inspiring words. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank
So,
you.
Dr. Jyotika,
okay.
Madam Jyotika,
Yes,
I would like
Mama.
to say thanks to Dr. Naresh, Dr.
Definitely,
Seema
ma'am.
here. Yes, thank you so much, sir, for your valuable inputs. And you have shared us with a very informative data also, and it has enriched our knowledge very vast. And I think one point is there that India is having a good development, but it has lot many things to do in the various field. As you said, nothing to repeat now, but there is at the end one problem, that there is gap between the planning and the implementation, and some sort of work should be done on this area also. I feel only then the sustainability development goals can be achieved. But thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful presentation. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.